Unscripted.
A lot of people ask me, is it worth it to find a next generation console for the time being, right? Like, is it worth buying a PlayStation 5? Is it worth buying an Xbox Series X? I can only give my honest opinion when it comes to both of these things. Honestly, right now, I find that there's no reason whatsoever to buy an Xbox Series X or S unless you want to play old games slightly better. You know, and I'm just being 100% honest. Maybe in a few years there could be a reason to buy one. I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 5, yes, there's been games. I feel like even the cross-gen games, even though I'm not a fan of those, I would still rather have cross-gen than no-gen. And that's basically what Xbox has kind of stuck everybody with since the launch of their console. But with even that being said, we have some new fantastic news when it comes to the PlayStation 5. And this really is kind of sticking it to Xbox and kind of giving them a big slap in the face. And I have to say, I'm here for it. You know, I absolutely am here for it. I think that it's something that we absolutely, as fans, we talk about this stuff all the time, and to see sort of how this kind of happens, it just goes to show you how important this stuff is, and how Sony is really kind of playing chess while Microsoft is stuck playing checkers, and Phil Spencer is kind of looking like a doofus. But you know, that's not for me to say. Who knows, right? It could all be just a big elaborate farce by Phil Spencer where he's playing, you know, low key, and he's going to hit him with the left and a right and a 1-2 buckle my shoe. But I don't know. It doesn't seem that way to me. What's going on, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are looking for a way to help out a small little crappy channel like mine, the best way to do it is simple. Like, it helps out tremendously, and it means a lot to me personally. It's free. You guys, it's completely free for you guys to do, so thank you guys very, very much. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. If you're looking for a way to help out a content creator that you like, liking their video is the best way to do that. I honestly cannot state that enough. It really does. It's that simple. Just like the videos. So anyway, again, a lot of the games that are coming out, we are in the middle of a pandemic and stuff like that. I completely understand that. You know, it is just, it sucks. It kind of is what it is. To be honest with you, it looks like, you know, it kind of does look like we're not going to have a very great year in terms of releases. So that makes releases and exclusives and timed exclusives all the more important, okay? And what do I mean by that? Okay, so here's what we have, a situation where Deathloop is on the cover of Game Informer magazine. And people are starting to take notice of this game. Ever since Sony did their State of Play, was it last week? People kind of look at Deathloop in a completely different kind of circumstances. Yes, it's a timed exclusive, but I've said all along that timed content is still key. You still want to let your fans know that you respect them and that you want them to be happy and that you have a reason to own that particular piece of hardware. So I thought this was very interesting because Tom's Guide was talking about PS5 restocks and the killer exclusive that could make the hunt worth it. Finding where to buy a PS5 is a pain, but Deathloops looked like a great reward. Deathloops, like Fruit Loops, but deathier. As much as I like using my PS5, I've long harped about Sony's stellar console lacking a major exclusive game. Well, that's them, not me talking. The PS5 needs a title that justifies enduring the rigors of finding where to buy the PS5 and getting your hands on a console before it sells out in mere moments. Sure, Demon's Souls is great, but it's a remaster of an old game. Deathloop, on the other hand, may just be the game that console needs. Developer Arcane Studio has already shown off its PS5 timed exclusive before, but the trailer it had on Sony's latest State of Play was simply killer, both literally and figuratively. These are the best PS5 games right now. PS5 stock updates are going to be something that are going to be coming into their own very much, and I talked about this in a previous video. A lot of this stuff happens, really kind of goes on and on about where this restock is going to happen. Now, it's very interesting because a restock will happen on a PlayStation 5, and literally a minute later, it's all sold out. we're starting to see Xbox consoles stay in stock for half hour, hour, and longer. So it looks like the demand is finally sort of running out. So if you're looking for an Xbox, you're probably going to have a much easier time and much easier go of it trying to find one in the future. So before I go on, it says, let me recap what we know about Deathloop so far. The game puts you in the boots of Cole, a man who must kill 8 elusive targets within 24 hours on the mysterious island of Blank Reef. This seems like a simple but challenging objective. However, there's 2 twists. The first is that Cole is trapped in a time loop where he repeats the same day over and over. Each time you die or run out of time, it's not game over, but you go back to the start where you wake up on the beach. That loop is only broken once you dispatch all 8 targets in a single time loop. You won't start from scratch with each loop, rather you get to keep the weapons and skills you've acquired, as well as the knowledge of your targets. Each new loop should see you inch ever closer to taking out all antagonists before the 24 hours are up. But things get trickier still. You're being chased by a counter-assassin called Juliana Blake, who can disguise herself as any character in the game. Furthermore, real human players can take control of her and effectively invade your game, much like in From Software's Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I can see this being a good game for that. Imagine one player just about the end of the life of the last target, only to be stopped suddenly by an invading player's sniper shot. This precise premise alone makes a solid foundation for an interesting and exciting game. But this is an Arcane game, and Arcane made the critically acclaimed Dishonored and Dishonored 2, which are both firm favorite games of theirs. So, as such, Deathloop doesn't just see Cole sport a mix of guns and garrots, but also magical powers that allow him to blink across environments and propel enemies through the sky. Clearly, there will be a lot more ways to kill the 8 targets than his just well-placed headshot. Drawing further from Dishonored DNA, the island of Black Reef is divided into 4 unique districts, much like Dishonored 2. These locations mix an Art Deco aesthetic with color palette and visual style of a 1970s spy comic. Add in the retro future stylings inspired by Arcane's Prey and ray tracing for realistic lighting, and you've got a very slick and stylish game. The latest Deja Vu trailer adds in a Bond-style theme tune, and it's fresh with gameplay footage and gets people really excited. Mixing Dishonored-inspired action with 70s-style spy narrative is an aesthetic gaming that's really something a lot of people are going to look forward to. Added the multiplayer element and the premise for advanced haptic feedback from the DualSense controller, and you're looking at a game that could be a must-have for the PS5. And by all means, as we near May 21st of 2021, it'll probably shift people's stance from, we finally have some games. I've been saying it all along. I think Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, Demon Souls, Miles Morales is iffy. I think that's a great game, and they did a great job with it on the PS5. But, those are reasons to own a PS5, whereas, there hasn't really been a reason on the to own, say, an Xbox Series X just yet, unless you're really, really into, like older games and things like that. Now, for me personally, like I said, this is all stuff that really, as fans, we kind of look at and we go, oh, well, what's really going to change? For me personally, I think this is just a brilliant move, and it goes to show, like, this is the type of move that Microsoft should have been making. Like, long before Microsoft even hinted at buying Bethesda, they should have been going in and trying to secure exclusives like this to try to make their console that much better. Because if you think about it, if it wouldn't have been for this the pandemic, that was going to be a launch game for the PlayStation 5, a launch exclusive. Okay, now imagine if Microsoft had swooped in there before Sony and had that game be a launch exclusive for Xbox. I mean, then it's a killer app for Xbox. That's the thing that really kind of grinds my gears about when it comes to Microsoft. Okay, they don't really seem to pay attention to what fans are asking for. They really don't seem to care one way or the other. I just got to be honest with you when it comes to like gamers and what they really kind of think in terms of like exclusive content and stuff like that. And that's their downfall. Okay, because exclusive content is important, exclusive games are important, and I think that paying attention to your fans is super important. So I really do hope that they kind of fix that, and I hope that they kind of get some of this stuff worked out before too long, because I think that, at the end of the day, fans aren't going to stick around forever. Like, we can sit there and think that fans, might do this or that or the other thing, but I just got to be honest, fans are not going to stick around forever. They just don't do it. Unfortunately, the way that we see things and the way that things work, That's just the way that gamers are. They're pretty fickle. And I don't think that Phil Spencer has unlimited free passes. As much as I joke around about it and stuff like that, I think that that's exactly kind of what this situation is kind of reminding me of, is that right now Phil Spencer for 7 years has been status quo, literally done and gotten away with doing the same things every single time. But we're at this point where people are going to start to kind of get over that. And I think I see that point coming sooner rather than later. With that being said, I will link this in the description. Are you guys excited for games finally coming out to next gen only, getting a piece of that pie and getting a piece of that greatness for next gen only? Please let me know what you guys think down below. Hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer, Xbox Live MOH space Crapgamer, or PSN just Crapgamer. And as always, have a fantastic day. Take care of each other. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.